Good evening, everybody. My name is Technical Sergeant Barry Bell, United States Air Force retired. So it's an honor to be here tonight for Wayne. A little bit on my background. I did 20 years with the Air Force. I was an air crew member on the AC-130 gunships. For most of my career, I was also on the RC-135s, reconnaissance up in Russia and along the Alaska coastline. I did combat tours in Panama, Grenada. I was assigned with the Royal Air Force for 2 years. Got to go to the Falklands when they invaded the Falklands. So I was in combat there, and then I did Desert Shield, Desert Storm, the first Iraqi war. Shortly after that, I decided I'd had enough and decided to get out. I took my 20-year retirement, and I've had several other careers since then. Nothing that I have found that I enjoyed doing more than what I did with the Air Force. I would do my 20 years again. The one thing that has helped with being out is about almost 4 years ago, it would be 4 years in April, Community Nursing Services came and asked. My wife worked there and knew the director of volunteers for community nursing had seen a program that she thought would be something that might be nice to bring to Utah. When she was at a conference back east, knew I was military and asked if I would look over the program, see what we could do, or if I thought it was worthwhile to do in Utah. And so after about 3 months of looking at things and discussing with her and running through all the paperwork with the Department of Defense, which I'm sure you got to deal with, we got approval to begin the Honor Salute program. So that was, like I say, just about 7 years ago. Yep. So in that 7 years, well, to start with, we are the only organization that has DoD approval, Department of Defense approval, to do this type of ceremony. We're thankful for a lot of other groups that do ceremonies to honor our veterans, but we do have the blessing, or at least the okay, to do something for our veterans, so that they know they haven't been forgotten and that their service is appreciated. In that 7 years, we've done 528 salutes across the state of Utah. So you are 528 tonight. We're honored to have several people that have been with us pretty much from the beginning. Like I said, I was one of did the first salute with them, and I'm still with us. Hopefully it's something I can continue to do, because it's something that I really think needs to be done for our veterans. And we have Tracy Ruiz, who is now the Director of Volunteers from Community Nursing, here with us tonight. So because of her dedication to the program, we're still going. And we also probably need to give a thanks to Dominion Energy, because they do give us a grant every year that helps to pay for all the bling that we're going to give you tonight to recognize your service. So, without them and without other people that donate to community nursing services, we wouldn't have the program. So before I introduce the rest of the team, do we have any other veterans or people that served in the military in the audience?
Her son is in the Navy currently.
Is he here tonight?
He is not. I think he was going to try and participate. But
if he gets here, then,
I think he's on.
or is he on Zoom?
Possibly, yeah.
Well, I'm going to present it to you then. We have a little token. I'll bring it. We have a little token for him, for his service. It's just a star off of a flag that was flown over the free United States. So, and a little card that says thanks for your service. So we appreciate that. I'm going to pass this over to the rest of my colleagues. Let me say one thing though, without volunteers, all of us that do the salutes are all volunteers. We're not paid. So it's a great honor to have our retired personnel that help us out, and our active duty personnel. Without our active duty personnel to help us out, we wouldn't be able to do the number of salutes that we do, and we definitely, it's nice to be able to get back to the troops too, for those of us that are retired. So I'm gonna pass it on and let them tell you a little bit about their history and their, pat themselves on the back like I did, and then we'll get on to the real important part, honoring Wayne.
My name's Robert King. I spent 31 years in the Air Force and been retired since 2002. I'm a veteran of 5 armed conflicts, from Vietnam through the initial air campaign in Afghanistan. I spent about 20 years with the F-16 when it first came out at Hill Air Force Base on active duty, when we first got them in Europe on active duty, and then the reserves when we got the F-16, and spent 17 years as a full-time reservist. I had 31 years, my wife had 32, I can't beat her in any contest. So when people say thank you for your service, I say thank you for paying your taxes, because you're taking real good care of me in my old age. Carl?
I'm Carl Miller. I'm a 26-year Army veteran. I did 2 tours of Vietnam, and I've been retired 32 years. If you do the math on those 2 numbers, you get a pretty big number. So let me explain. I lied about my age and went in the Army when I was 10. Anybody that believes that, see me after the ceremony. Like Gary said, in the 32 years, and it's going to be 33 pretty soon, since I've been out, I haven't found anything I like in as well as the 26 years in the Army until we started doing these salutes. Like Gary said, it got me back with the troops from eras before us that went before us and set the bar pretty high, and then active duty troops. It's just so great to see them, and it's great to do these, and it's great to be here tonight to honor Wayne.
And I am Tech Sergeant Jordan Lloyd. I am originally from Midland, Texas. I am just shy of 18 years in the Air Force. I am still active duty. I started my service as a structural mechanic on B-2 stealth bombers. I spent about 10 years working on those, and then the past 8 years I have been in Air Force recruiting service. So I spent 4 years actively recruiting, and now I'm in a support role. And this might actually be one of my last salutes, which is bittersweet. I have orders to go to San Antonio in April or May.
That's terrible.
That's
Not terrible. I hate to lose her, but San Antonio's my favorite city.
a little closer to home. My husband spent 20 years in the Air Force. He just retired last year. He was a structural mechanic on B-2s and F-35s. So we're all one big happy military family. But yeah, this program has done so much. I wouldn't miss this for the world. So thank you for having me, sir. I appreciate it.
In 1998, Congress approved a Cold War Victory Medal. I'm sure you served during the Cold War. They didn't fund the program. They just authorized it and said each of the 50 states decide how you're going to honor our Cold War veterans for the victory of the Cold War. I'm going to say it's probably the last war that we can say we actually won. Unfortunately, we're kind of headed back in that direction again, I'm afraid. But as soon as that was declared by Congress to do something about a Cold War Victory Medal, Texas, Louisiana, and Alaska jumped right on it, and they came out with something for each of their states. And just a little over 3 years ago, Utah joined them as the 4th state to do anything to honor our Cold War veterans, and came up with the Cold War Victory Medal. Tonight it's our honor to be able to present Wayne with the Cold War Victory Medal.
Well, thank you very much.
I'll pin this on you, sir.
Yeah.
I was stationed in Cheyenne, Wyoming one winter, so it was a really cold.
Thank you, sir.
For over 100 years in the military, it's been a tradition to have, commander's coins, or they become challenge coins. commanders at any level come up with a coin they want, the logo of the unit on one side, maybe the motto, whatever they want. And then when they get this coin, they pass them out to people that have done something maybe outstanding, or they just want to recognize somebody in the unit, and they give them one of these coins. Early on, when I was doing this little spiel, I would tell people, you can tell by looking at me, in my career, I never got a commander's coin. Then I remembered one time I was being transferred, leaving a unit, going to a new duty station. The commander called me in to his office. I thought it was an exit interview. Started to sit down. He said, no need for you to sit down, Carl. I just wanted you to know nothing will improve this unit more than you're leaving. Here's your coin. Anyway, once you get one of these commander's coins and you're out with your buddies and you know they probably have a coin, it becomes a challenge coin. And if you're out getting drinks, dinner, ice cream cones, anything that you want to get free, and you pull your coin out and challenge them, they don't have their coin, they're buying. However, they do have their coins, and if it's they, you might be buying for a bunch of people because you lose the challenge. Anyway, the president of Community Nursing Service was so impressed with the idea of commander's coins, challenge coins, he asked Gary to come up with a coin for the Honor Salute program. They did a really outstanding job, I believe. It has the Community Nursing Services logo on one side, and on the other is two members of the military saluting the American flag, which kind of quickly and pictorially gives the story of the Honor Salute program. And tonight it's my great honor to present you, Wayne, with one of these. But I always give it with a warning: I am cheap. And if I get a chance to challenge you, I will. So be very careful. And thank you so much for your service. Whoops. Got it? There you go.
And since most of us, or at least the colonels and I kind of travel together, I'll attest that he is pretty cheap, so I always want to make sure that I have mine with me, and I'm sure everybody else that's here carries their coins with them, just in case we run into somebody that might be cheaper than any of us. So it's great to be able to do that. Detail. Attention to orders.
Certificate of Appreciation, Captain Wayne Hancock, United States Air Force. In appreciation of your tireless efforts in support of our United States Armed Forces, we honor your service, your courage, and most of all, your sacrifices. Your dedication to the United States of America, its ideals, and its military is commendable.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, wonderful.
So
Thank you so much.
in addition to the certificate, I would like to present you with this Air Force veteran pin to show that you have very, very many faithful years of service, and we thank you for that. Is it okay if I pin it on you?
I'll hold this for you, dear.
Kind of tough getting through that one.
That's kind of hard to get through that material.
In the armed forces of our great nation, every morning at reveille, our flag is hoisted aloft to the top of the staff as a symbol of our belief in the resurrection of the body. In the evening at retreat, it's lowered, and after taps is sounded, it's folded into a triangular fold in tribute to our nation's honored dead. The first fold of our flag is a symbol of life. The second fold is a symbol of our belief in eternal life. The third fold is made in honor and remembrance of the veterans like Captain Hancock, who gave a portion of his or her life in defense of our country and to help attain peace throughout the world. The fourth fold represents our weaker nature. For as American citizens, trusting in God, it's Him we turn to in times of peace, as well as times of war for His divine guidance. The fifth fold is a tribute to our country. In the words of the immortal Stephen Decatur, our country in dealing with other countries may she always be right, but right or wrong, she is still our country. The sixth fold is where our hearts lie, for it is with our hearts that we pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Seventh fold is a tribute to our armed forces, for it is through them that our country and our flag are protected against all our enemies, whether they be found within or without the boundaries of the republic. The eightfold is a tribute to those who entered into the valley of the shadow of death, that we might see the light of day. The ninefold is a tribute to womanhood and mothers, for it is through their faith, their love, loyalty, and devotion that the characters of those great men and women who helped shape the destiny of this republic were molded. The tenthfold is a tribute to Father, for he too has given of his sons and daughters in defense of our country. We fold from the stripes towards the stars, for as the stripes represent the 13 original colonies, they are now embodied in the 50 sovereign states represented by the star. The 11th fold is for the eyes of a Hebrew citizen. It represents the lower portion of the seal of King David and King Solomon, and glorifies in their eyes the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. The 12th fold is for the eyes of a Christian citizen. It represents an emblem of eternity and glorifies in their eyes God the Eternal Father, his Son, Jesus Christ, of the Holy Ghost. The 13th fold is a reminder to all of us of the suffering, sacrifice, and bloodshed by those of the 13 original colonies who never gave up hope nor courage for the day they would be free of the yoke of tyranny imposed upon them by their mother country. The flag is now completely folded with the star uppermost, which reminds us of our national motto, "In God We Trust." The flag now takes on the appearance of a cocked hat, ever reminding us of the soldiers who served under General George Washington and the sailors and Marines who served under Captain John Paul Jones. They, with their comrades and shipmates down through the years, have preserved for us the rights, privileges, and freedoms which we enjoy today. It's the duty and obligation of every American citizen to uphold, defend, and preserve these stars and stripes. Old glory, our flag.
This is for you, sir.
Detail. Present arms.